They succeeded in 2015, but they should bear in mind that Tinubu is not Jonathan, Nwachukwu Alakwe says. So what is Nwachukwu Alakwe saying now? All these ones that are Igbos and are already dressing like Hausas, this must be an APC person. I don't understand what he's saying, but I don't want to preempt him. Let's get into the details and see whether he's discouraging people from going on nationwide protest or not. According to the report from The Sun, the former West African coordinator of the defunct National Support for Jonathan and Sambo presidency, Mr. Nwachukwu Tobensin Alakwe, asserted that it is not mandatory for power to shift to the north at this juncture, as the South should be allowed to complete its term in the interest of mandating or maintaining Nigeria's turn-by-turn presidency system. He acknowledged that northern political forces succeeded in joining forces to defeat former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, but cautioned that President Tinubu is a different political figure who should not be underestimated. So he urged the North to cooperate with the South to ensure Nigeria's progress and stability, emphasizing that any attempt to hinder Tinubu's potential 8 years tenure could endanger the nation's democracy and potentially lead to a political crisis. With this Tinubu's 4 years alone, everybody is dying. You are talking about 8 years. You know what? We know that presidency has to be in the South for the 8 years, but not with this Tinubu system of governance. We need now we need to stop this tribal thing. It has to be someone that can bring good governance, not about the person that is there or the region that is there or rotation. It doesn't work. So he said it is not compulsory that power must go shift to the north. Can you imagine? It's not compulsory that power must shift to the north at this point in time, because they succeeded in 2015 when they ganged up and defeated former President Goodluck Jonathan. But they should bear in mind that Tinubu is not Jonathan. I would expect the North to hold on for the South to complete their turn, because Nigeria's presidency is turn by turn. And any attempt to stop Tinubu from completing 8 years tenure may truncate Nigerian democracy. So all hands must be on deck to move Nigeria forward. Any plot by the North to stop Tinubu from second term is a plot against South and may cause political crisis. This was must be an APC person. So now he's trying to get sympathy of the South by talking about this North-South political turn-by-turn presidency. It doesn't work. People are dying. So even if your parents are killing you, just because they are parents, you put your head in the gallows for them to tie. These guys, these people, these are APC by gods. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. So already, people are already reacting to what he said. I know that people will bash at him seriously. I always say, blood thinking. 8 years to do what? Are there no better candidates from the South that can finish the remainder? Mind your words. Exactly, that is the question. So even if presidency is to remain in the South, there are better persons in the South than Tinubu. Tinubu is not the best of all. And he has proven in just within 1 year that he's not the best of the persons in the South to lead Nigeria as a whole. That is the truth. But for some reasons, because of the greed for power and money, they rig themselves to that place. Quite unfortunate. So this your statement, I not agree. That's it. Someone's a mad person speaking here. By which constitution? Okay. Someone say you are the idiot who don't know anything. People like Fashola and a host of others are there. Exactly. So there are a lot of other people, Southerners, who are better. In fact, Oshibanjo and Fashola would have been better than Tinubu. If Tinubu had sat back as an elder statesman and allowed Oshibanjo to go, I'm sure he will have more glory than he has now. That is the truth. See this idiot too. He thinks the youths care who is the president, thinking they can maneuver the youth of nowadays. What youths are demanding is power must change from old politicians to younger generations. We are tired of this North and South. Even if the person that can make this country work comes from minority, so be it. We are ready to down our life for our children to survive. And that is it. So forget about this North and South thing. Okay, they should do the same to Tinubu because he collaborated with them to remove Jonathan from office in 2015, and he must reap what he sowed. Exactly. So they say Jonathan was not removed by the Northerners. We have to be frank. The Southerners aided the removal of Jonathan. The likes of Nwiki, the likes of Amechi, this Tinubu himself, Okorocha himself, so all these people, all these notable political figures in the South came together to remove Jonathan, especially Amechi. So you can't tell me that it was the North that removed Jonathan. South, that was why Jonathan even handed over. If the Southerners were with Jonathan full time, probably he wouldn't have handed over. But he handed over because the Southerners he trusted were the ones that betrayed him and sold him to the North. And that was why he left them. So let's watch that statement. Tinubu is trying to change things for good with his reforms. We can't be doing things the bad old ways and expect a good result. There's hunger, can you imagine? These are the Agbadorians. There's hunger and high cost of food, but who drove farmers from their farms, and how many of us farmers? How many billions of dollars have been spent on weapons to fight insurgency of Boko Haram, banditry, etc.? This money would have improved the country and the economy and infrastructure. Even at 568 per liter, government, I'm sure, is still subsidized. Imagine the amount of subsidy if still at 190 and the effects on other government responsibilities. This government is just over a year. Let us give her time. Can you imagine? These are the paid Agbadorians. They come to speak. When they speak, we know them. And somebody says government about building houses and building SUVs and buying SUVs when the masses are hungry. Tinubu with the bad policies, of course, caused this problem. That's his story time, including the ones he is using to purchase new presidential jet and yacht. VP house costing an excess of 25 billion naira. If you don't have anything to say, better go back. Someone say, yes, so ignorant is worrying most of Nigeria about the President Tinubu reform. What is Tinubu's reform? Which reform does he have? The guy is living in affluence and you are here suffering and you are talking about reform. Can you imagine? Have you ever seen any drug lord become a good president or a good individual with conscience? This one has written his own. It's truth to power. Tinubu collaborated with the North and truncated Jonathan's regime. So what's the difference? Exactly. We've seen a situation where in 2013, he called for the protests occupying Nigeria and he said police should not attack the protesters because their lives and their families are there. That was 2013. In 2014, he came out in the news to say revolution must take place now. We need revolution now. So now all those things that he supported, now he's in power. All of the battles are still happening again under his watch, and now Nigerians want to protest, and you don't want to see the protest. But you said you are a Democrat, and you led a lot of protests in the past. So wait till you go collect. You not go work. Okay, someone saying, Alakwe, may your children and wife die before. Can you imagine? No. We know here what he said doesn't flow, but don't wish his family to die. That is not good enough. Somebody shall be your portion and nothing will change. Mr. No identity, no wife, no kids, no wonder you wish someone else's wife and children to die. Cursing an elder because he said the truth. Let's watch what you wish him will happen to you. Can you imagine? That is where people are going now. They have left the main topic now. They are talking about people's reaction here. But the thing there is that what Alakwe said doesn't work. But just that, even at that, it's not enough to curse his wife and his children. But again, when elders don't put themselves where they belong, this is also what they get from people in the public. That is the problem. We have to be very careful. We have to be very careful. Somebody say this is naive and blood thinking. We don't care what is your presumption about the planned protest. We want a Nigeria where everything works, where the common man can breathe. The protest must go on because that is the only way the masses can express their feelings about the bad economy. And that is the only language the presidency understands. Exactly. Somebody said, no need for election, just give it to him now. I'm talking about 2027. Sorry, 2027 years. And you're talking about Tinubu South completing 8 years. So just give it to him. No need to conduct election because you want him there. Another person has written a long epistle here for Alakwe. Say, Mr. Nwachukwu Alakwe, what is your own? The way they succeeded in removing Jonathan is also the way they will succeed in removing Tinubu. Why should they not even when Tinubu is worse than Buhari in terms of governance? You politicians are always selfish, only talking about yourselves without minding the masses. So you, Alakwe, still want Nigeria to remain the way it is, Abi? If you can still get someone from the south that will be better, more competent and younger, why still keep an old incompetent person there that is inflicting hardship on innocent Nigerians? We don't mind even if the person is from north. It is this my turn mentality that kept us like this. When it was turn of Buhari, the South supported his incompetence for 8 years. Exactly. Amechi and Co. So that it will not be seen as if he didn't complete the not 8 years. Why was the constitution mandated initial 4 years? Is it not to avoid incompetent persons to continue after 4 years and Nigerians can have the choice to change the person? Does it mean that someone like Alakwe is a dude, is a dunce? You got a dunce, so you really look like dunce. That is the truth. So thank you for listening. Let's have a comment over what Alakwe has said.